A Jewish story. This week's story from the Holocaust is taken from the book New Lives, Survivors of the Holocaust Living in America by Dorothy Rabinovich. Stefan. I don't like to speak of the past. I had enough. Furthermore, I wouldn't even go to a synagogue to say Kaddish, the prayer we say after a member of our family has died. It would be disrespectful to his memory. You see that synagogue there? People say, why don't you even go in and say Kaddish for your father? Not a day passes, not a day that I don't think of my father. Should I go in there with those people in their furs and that atmosphere and pray for the memory of my father? First of all, I'm not a religious Jew. And if we had not had to have a bar mitzvah for my son, I wouldn't even belong to a synagogue. I was not bar mitzvahed in Poland. We had an absolutely assimilated family. My father was a Zionist, and a leading one too. Oh, there are many things I cannot understand now. Why father, who was such a passionate Zionist, wanted us to assimilate? Not only that, many things. We never talked about it. Maybe he thought that assimilation is the way we would all survive in Europe. Poland was my country. I thought of it as my country. Polish was my language. Poland. I spit on Poland. Yes, probably that was what my father thought. Assimilation meant survival. I know I was dead many times. I crawled, but I still wanted to live. If I could talk to each one of those 6 million Jews that died and could ask them, do you want to die as a Jew or live as a Christian? 95% of them would choose to live, wouldn't they? An American captain saved my life, a doctor from Brooklyn. The last few weeks of the war, I was put in a barracks with dying people. It was a camp near Mauthausen. They had given us poisoned food. It was one of the last-minute efforts to eliminate witnesses. Himmler's orders. I got sick with everyone else, and by the time the Americans came, I was one of those put on a stretcher and made ready to be removed to a mass grave. Then this army doctor from Brooklyn noticed that I moved my leg, and I was taken off the stretcher and brought to a field hospital. He watched over me for 4 weeks, but when I woke up, delirious, and saw this uniform, I ranted and yelled at him like an insane man. My father would still be alive now if the Americans hadn't waited for the Russians to advance on Berlin. My father. In the camps, fathers fought sons for food, and brother fought brother sometimes. I saw those things, but between me and my father there was nothing like that. There had always been a great warmth between us. When I was growing up, I knew I would have talked to him more. I would have rather have talked to him than anybody, and he felt the same about me. One day in the camp, he took me aside and told me that he had witnessed my brother's death, and that I now must stay alive. He meant it, that he gave me his bread, and I took it. I took it because he showed me he would throw it away and not eat it for himself if I didn't take it from him. I didn't cry when he died. I don't know why, but no tears ever came to me. In 1946, I came to New York. I was 24 then. Those first 2 years here, I was so lonely. Sometimes it comes back to me now, how it felt. I lived with my uncle, and almost every night after supper, I would rush out of that house and into the street because I couldn't stand hearing my cousins call Ma and Pa to my aunt and uncle. I had still never cried before that time, and the reason I cried then was my uncle found a letter written to him by my father in 1939, which he showed to me. It had been written during the time I was away in school. My father wrote about this and that in the letter, and then he wrote about me. Stefan went to France, and I don't have to tell you how lonely I am for him. He wrote how much he missed me, and when I heard that in my uncle's house in 1946, yes, I cried for the first time. Please pass on this story.